They say light makes you visible. But no one ever tells you that too much light can burn you invisible. Amora learned that the hard way. She was 19, full of dreams and glitter, living in a small apartment where her ring light shone brighter than the sun. Every night, she'd sit cross-legged on her bed, holding her phone like it was a mirror to her soul. Makeup tutorials, comedy skits, pep talks, anything that might make someone smile. At first, it was innocent. She didn't chase fame, she just wanted to be seen. You know that quiet ache, that craving for acknowledgement, like standing in a crowded room and hoping someone looks your way. That was Amora's heart, beating behind every upload. And slowly, people began to notice. The likes rolled in like soft applause. Her followers multiplied. Brands started sending free clothes, companies wanted her smile in their campaigns. Amora's life became a carousel of filters, captions, and sponsorship deals. But success is like sugar, sweet at first, until it starts rotting your teeth. One evening, while scrolling through messages, Amora got an email from a company she'd never heard of, Shadow Agency. "We can help you go viral," it said. "Trade what you no longer need, to gain what you desire most." She laughed. It sounded poetic, maybe even a little creepy. But it came with links to real influencers, people she admired. Maybe it was legit. Maybe this was her next step. So, without thinking much, she clicked I agree. And that night, something shifted. When she walked past her mirror, she thought she saw her reflection move a second too slow. When she stood under the streetlight, her shadow didn't quite match her shape. But she brushed it off. Who notices shadows anyway? The next morning, her numbers exploded. 10,000 new followers overnight. Comments like "You're glowing" and "You're unreal" flooded her page. She was trendy. But she didn't realize how true that word was. She was becoming unreal. Every photo looked perfect, almost too perfect. Her smile, frozen in pixels. Her voice, carefully tuned. Even her laughter started to sound rehearsed, like someone performing joy instead of feeling it. When she met friends, they said, "Amora, you've changed." And she'd reply with that same flawless smile. "I'm just evolving." But at night, when the ring light went off, her room felt emptier. The glow faded, and so did she. The walls looked darker. The mirror showed nothing but light, no outline, no shadow. It wasn't that her shadow disappeared. It had left. She started noticing it in strange places, a faint shape that flickered behind other influencers' videos, or a silhouette dancing just outside the edge of her screen. Sometimes, when she posted, the reflection of her phone would show a figure behind her, but when she turned, no one was there. And yet, the followers kept growing. It was like the more the world saw her, the less she existed. Her real laughter, her memories, her warmth, all of it began to fade into the blue glow of the internet. Then came the dream. Amora found herself standing in a field of light, so bright she could barely breathe. And there, standing across from her, was her shadow, tall, dark, and trembling. "Why did you give me away?" the shadow asked. "You said you didn't need me." "I just wanted to be seen," Amora whispered. "You were already seen," her shadow said. "But not by the ones who mattered." When she woke up, her phone was buzzing, thousands of people unfollowing her. Rumors, screenshots, people calling her fake. The internet that once crowned her queen now demanded a new sacrifice. And for the first time, Amora felt invisible. She took a photo, but the camera couldn't find her face. It was as if the world had forgotten she existed. Maybe it had. So she packed her bags and left the city behind. No more ring light, no more filters. She went back to her mother's village, the place where she first filmed her very first video, under a mango tree. The wind was soft there, and the sun wasn't harsh like city light. For the first time in years, she sat still. No notifications. No performance. Just the earth beneath her feet and the sound of her own breath. And then she saw it, right beside her, stretching across the soil, her shadow. It was faint at first, trembling like a wounded thing. She whispered, "I'm sorry I traded you." And as the words left her lips, the shadow grew darker, fuller, real again. It wrapped around her feet, as if forgiving her. And in that quiet moment, Amora realized she didn't need to be followed to exist. She just needed to stand in her own light, with her shadow beside her. Now, when she takes photos, she doesn't use filters. Her videos are simple, honest, real. And though the followers are fewer, the comments feel warmer, almost human. Because she finally learned something the internet never teaches you. Light without shadow isn't real light. Fame without self isn't real success. And maybe that's the question we should all ask ourselves. In a world that rewards being seen, what part of yourself are you willing to lose just to stay visible?